Sean O'Malley believes Petr Yan got bullied into facing him after turning down other fights. Following a disappointing conclusion to his most recent UFC fight, Sean O'Malley wasted no time reaching out to the matchmakers to give him another opponent. By process of elimination, O'Malley says the offer that came back to him was a showdown against one-time UFC bantamweight champion Petr Yan. He had this to say about the Russian fighter.
He was the only guy after that Pedro Munoz fight. I went back to UFC and said, hey, I want to book a fight. Obviously, that one wasn't a satisfying victory. Petr was literally the only guy in the top 10 without a fight. He turned down Cheeto. Petr turned down Cheeto, so I don't think he really had an option. I think UFC probably went to him and said, hey, you can't just keep turning these guys down. You have to fight to ship a show. So I know he was saying he picked that fight. I don't believe that. I think he got bullied into it.
The fight against Yan serves as O'Malley's biggest opportunity to date, considering Marlon Vera is the only other opponent he's faced that's currently ranked in the top 15 in the MMA fighting global rankings, and that ended in a TKO loss. Do you think O'Malley can get the win against Petr Yan, or is it too big of a shot for him? Henry Cejudo reacts to crazy UFC no gambling memo. The UFC made headlines recently with the announcement that they had inserted language to the promotion's code of conduct, banning contracted fighters from gambling on MMA, already considered illegal in most states. Former UFC double champ Henry Cejudo recently got wind of the news and gave his thoughts on a YouTube livestream. From the sound of things, he's not a fan.
Is that how it works? So we cannot bet? That's crazy, man. There has to be, whatever, dude. So we can't bet on any fights, none. Yeah, but how does that make it legal? Did we sign a contract? So do we sign a waiver or something along the lines that doesn't let us bet? I don't get it.
No doubt this will all come as a hard slap in the face to many of these athletes who see gambling on their sport as a great secondary source of income, but at least for now. It seems like a reality they're going to have to take without a fight. Ferguson responds to Khabib's claim, saying he's fighting for money. Former UFC interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson has hit back at Khabib Nurmagomedov after he claimed Ferguson only fights for money now. Ferguson and the Eagle have been bitter rivals for years, despite having never competed against each other in the octagon. They were supposed to fight on numerous occasions during their careers before a series of cancellations made the fight seem cursed. In a recent tweet, Ferguson responded to Nurmagomedov's claim in a heated reply. Haha, fathead. When will you ever grow a pair of balls and stop writing checks your body can't cash? Pops would be pissed if he knew how much of a turd you had turned into. What a eunuch. Does this dude even tiramisu? The 38-year-old Ferguson may be years past his physical prime, but he doesn't plan on listening to his detractors who feel he should consider calling it quits. Khabib names only 2 lightweights next in line for a title shot. Despite UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski appearing to be in pole position, Khabib Nurmagomedov believes there are 2 lightweight contenders worthy of the next shot at gold in the division. After suggesting that the division is thin when it comes to contenders, the Eagle insisted that only 2 names have put themselves in position for a title shot, and it just so happens that they're set to fight this weekend. I see nobody. There are just 2 guys, Beneil Dariush and Mateusz Gamrot. The winner of that fight deserves a title shot, 100%. Dariush had hoped to secure a title shot earlier this year when he was matched up with Makhachev. However, after a broken leg forced his withdrawal, the Iranian-born American is in need of another win to stake his championship claim. Gamrot, meanwhile, recently rose to number 9 on the lightweight ladder by narrowly outpointing Arman Tsarukyan in his main event debut. Dillashaw claims Sterling is too into social media. UFC bantamweight contender TJ Dillashaw's latest jibe towards Aljamain Sterling has surrounded the champion's presence on social media. During a recent interview with MMA Junkie's Mike Bone, Dillashaw was asked about the level of animosity there appears to be between the 2 bantamweight co-headliners ahead of their Abu Dhabi-held clash. While he noted that he doesn't let bad blood affect his mindset or the way he fights, the 36-year-old Californian did make sure to send another shot Sterling's way.
I'm supposed to do it, and he can run his mouth all he wants. I mean, to be honest, I think it shows some insecurities, and it's really just kind of, he's too into social media, man. I mean, it's kind of a joke.
Who do you think is going to win this fight and be proclaimed the bantamweight champion? Islam Makhachev opens up on his only MMA loss. UFC lightweight contender Islam Makhachev's lone defeat in his MMA career ended up sparking the fire that's led him to the UFC 280 title shot. During a recent interview with TSN's Aaron Bronsteter, Makhachev explained what it was like to lose in the octagon. That moment, I just think nobody can stop me. Makhachev admitted, and I always, when fight, tried to push my opponents, tried to go always forward, land some hard punch. But this is MMA, small gloves. I learned a lot after this fight. Makhachev has bounced back in a big way since the loss to Martins. He has won 10 in a row, including recent submissions of Dan Hooker and Thiago Moisés. Let's see what unfolds this Saturday. Mitchell asks Rogan for flat earth debate, claims gravity is fake. UFC featherweight contender Bryce Mitchell has told Joe Rogan that the earth is flat, gravity doesn't exist, and the moon landing was fake. Yes, you heard that right. According to Thug Nasty, the earth does not spin on its axis, nor does it orbit the sun. Instead, it's fixed in position, and the sun and stars rotate around it, Mitchell claims. The UFC fighter went on to suggest that scientists have created a myth in order to prevent people from acknowledging that God created the universe. Here's what he has to say about it.
Hey, I'm here to call out Joe Rogan for talking crap about me and talking crap about my mama. He's been doing it for too long. Me and my mama will tell you right now this earth is flat. It ain't moving around at no 600-something thousand miles an hour, spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and floating through the universe constantly. Okay, this earth is flat, it's fixed, and the stars and stuff rotate around us. The sun rotates around us. Okay, and I can prove that. I would love to debate you, Joe Rogan, because I'm tired of you making fun of flat earthers. And if you're so confident, come on and debate me, buddy.
Be honest, do you think the earth is flat? We'd love to hear your opinion in the comment section below. Petr Yan gives his side to Aljamain Sterling pre-UFC 280 run-in. UFC bantamweight champion Petr Yan has given his side to the story when it comes to his viral run-in with Aljamain Sterling in Abu Dhabi. After their fight at UFC 273, some fans and pundits figured there would be beef between the two of them as they both get ready to fight at UFC 280. At least for now, tensions have appeared to have alleviated ahead of their respective fights. During a recent appearance on the MMA Hour, Yan gave his thoughts on running into his two-time adversary in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I was just walking by, and I saw him with his team, and I just called him to say hi, Yan said. When Alja looked over, he was a bit surprised and took him a little bit. Merab was just standing there the whole time, not saying anything. There's not much beef going on. Depends on the situation, depends on the timing. Yan and Sterling's animosity seems to have faded, though competitively they still will want to get the better of the other if they fight in a trilogy soon. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.